You are welcome to the Wealthy Continent channel, a channel dedicated to the great people and continent of Africa. Remember, it is not the place that defines the status of the people. Rather, it is the people that define the status of the place. As we continue our journey of financial literacy, we're going to be looking at the topic, paying off consumer debts. I want to tell you that it's not everybody that's going to agree or take a step to pay debt. This is for the big boys and big girls. This topic is for those who are serious about making progress with their life. Because debt is a burden. You're carrying a burden, consumer debt. It's not adding value to you. You are losing value. You are paying things with interest. At the same time, you bought things that depreciate in value. So it doesn't make sense. But you are where you are because of the decisions you have made. So if we're going to do something about it, we need to change our attitude. We need to change our approach. And we need to get things done. So if you are ready to do something about your consumer debt, I want you to know that this video is for you. If we're going to make progress in paying off those consumer debts, there are three areas we have to look at. The number one area is our income. How much do we get? Is it sufficient? Can it pay off the debt? Can we find room with that income? You have to look at your income and tell yourself the truth. Now, if your income cannot pay off your debt, it means that you need extra income. It might be working overtime. It might be taking extra work on weekends to increase your income so that you can be paying off those debts early. You have to make that call. You can't use the same approach that you have used to acquire the debt to pay it. You need to use something that is completely different. Your income matters, so you need to sit down as someone who is responsible, somebody who has made a decision that, no, I can't be carrying this burden. It's too much. And look at your income and tell yourself the truth. You need to be sincere and honest with yourself. The number two thing you have to look at are your expenses. With expenses, some people, the way they categorize expenses is different. Their wants are their needs, their desires are their needs, and it doesn't work that way. You have to know what your needs are. Shelter, transportation, food, clothing, all these things they are essential, the necessities. That's what matters. Now, when we are talking about facts, when we're talking about desires, those are extra. Those need to be put on suspension. You can't be paying off debt at the same time you want to be living large. I've told people before, the car you are driving, you are paying someone every month. Why don't you pay it off? Why don't you send it back? Why don't you go and buy a car that you will pay cash for and start, and stop giving somebody your money on a monthly basis? People live in houses that are bigger than their income. It does not make sense. Who are you trying to impress? So you have to come to a reality to tell yourself, these are my expenses. These are my wants. These are my desires. Some people go on holidays and they spend the money they don't have. So they come back with stress because you still need to pay. Using your credit card is easy. Making payment is a different ball game. So you have to tell yourself, I have to cut all the fats. I have to look at my expenses and look at the necessities that I need. Desires, they need to be packed somewhere. Then you now have to telling yourself, okay, you don't have to fly if you are going on holiday. Look around, look at places that you can go. Do something from home. Cook from home, go to beaches, go to places, celebrate. It's the togetherness that matters. Not necessarily the location. When you are at that stage to travel to a place, you can travel paying cash, not using debt for holiday. It doesn't make sense. You have to look at your expenses and do justice. I want you to know that nobody will do this for you. You have to sit down and do what is required. Do what is necessary. I remember somebody was asking me some time ago, the person had a car and was asking for money for fuel. I couldn't believe it. You have a car, you need to think about how to run that car. You can't be waiting on people's pocket to fuel your car. If you can't afford it, put it down. Use public transportation. It's there. So you can't say because you don't want people to know your status, you have to come to a place where you don't give a toss about what people think about you, as long as you are doing what is right. The number three thing you have to look at is your debt. Some people don't know how much they owe. They don't know, they just know that they owe so many, shops, they owe so many financial institutions, but they can't pinpoint exactly how much they owe. You need to sit down and list your debt from the smallest to the largest, to the companies. And we're going to be talking about how to make payment. You have to know exactly, okay, how much do I owe? How much goes out of my income on a monthly basis? When you have come to this stage, it shows that you are serious. It shows that you are ready for change. It shows that you are ready to rewrite the story of your finances. And I want to assure you of something. If you can take this step, it's a new journey. It's a new beginning. You will never go back into consumer debt because you won't see any sense. Because really, it doesn't make sense. If you have been getting value from our videos, we'd like you to consider subscribing to this channel, clicking on that like button, and sharing with others. Remember, a candle does not lose its value by giving light to others. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.